Kenyans are outraged by the shocking revelation that over 1.3 trillion shillings in external loans were stolen outright, according to the country's Auditor General, Nancy Gathungu. Let me repeat, 1.3 trillion shillings, or US dollars 10 billion. This money, meant for building much needed schools, hospitals, and roads, was stolen by the very government officials sworn on oath to serve Kenyans. But how was this brazen plunder of public resources allowed to happen? I mean, how does 1 trillion shillings just vanish into thin air? Well, the audit report shows that, shockingly, the loans were borrowed illegally, with some contracts signed even before the government obtained the necessary legal opinions from the Office of the Attorney General. To make matters worse, unqualified employees from the National Treasury have been the ones negotiating with foreign countries on behalf of Kenya, resulting in exorbitant loans with very harsh terms for the country, according to the Auditor General. Not surprisingly, this reckless borrowing has now plunged Kenya into severe debt and cost of living crisis, leading to the current street protests by the country's disillusioned youth. Keep watching, viewers, till the end for more horrifying facts contained in the scathing report by the Auditor General. The report, which scrutinizes loans taken between 2010 and 2021, uncovers the unsettling truth, which is that while 1.13 trillion shillings was deposited into the consolidated fund, its actual use remains a complete mystery. These loans, borrowed illegally, were meant to develop the country. Instead, they lined the pockets of corrupt government officials. This revelation, a slap in the face to every hard-working Kenyan, highlights a gross lack of accountability and suggests widespread corruption at the very highest level. Kenyans are rightly outraged. Their trust has been betrayed. Their future has been stolen. And now they demand answers. They demand justice. Gathungu's special audit brings to light several alarming instances of mismanagement. In one case, documents for 3 loans from Belfius Bank and UniCredit totaling over 29 million euros, or Kenya shillings 4.1 billion, were found missing. Such discrepancies point to possible embezzlement, fueling public anger and mistrust in the government. Further investigations reveal that proceeds from 13 syndicated loans and sovereign bonds amounting to 1.13 trillion shillings, though received, were not transparently used for development. This blatant misuse of funds is a stark reminder of the government's failure to uphold its obligations to its citizens. But this is not merely mismanagement. This is theft on a massive scale. Top foreign lenders during this period included the Eastern and Southern Trade and Development Bank, Standard Bank of South Africa Limited, Isle of Man branch, CGMC, and the China Development Bank. These loans, dominated by euros and dollars, have plunged Kenya into a debt trap, with no clear benefits to show. The report highlights once loan proceeds were deposited into the consolidated fund, they were used without any specific tracking of the application to development projects. This absence of a clear accountability framework is a gross violation of public trust. Adding insult to injury, the Auditor General revealed that the National Treasury failed in its duty to reconcile its records with those of creditors. This negligence not only obscures the true debt position, but inevitably opens the door to financial misreporting and fraud. As President William Ruto's proposed Presidential Task Force on Forensic Audit of Public Debt embarks on a fresh analysis of Kenya's obligations, one cannot help but question whether this move is merely another futile political gesture. Will it bring the much needed transparency and accountability? Or is it another empty promise in a long line of disappointments? The Auditor General's recommendations call for periodic reconciliations of loan balances and the establishment of an accountability framework for borrowed funds. These measures, while crucial, seem like a distant dream given the current state of affairs in Kenya. Kenyans demand more than just empty promises. They seek justice for the stolen funds and assurances that such gross mismanagement will never happen again. The outcry is not just about lost money. It's about a lost future, stolen by those who were supposed to protect it. The Auditor General's report calls for immediate reforms of periodic reconciliations and a clear accountability framework. But these are not just recommendations, they are demands from every Kenyan. Kenya deserves better. Its citizens deserve leaders who will safeguard their interests, not rob them blind. The fight for accountability and justice has begun in the street protests, and the voices of the outraged will not be silenced. Led by the youth, Kenyans are standing united, demanding accountability and reclaiming their country from the grip of high-level corruption. Together, they are building a new Kenya and inspiring the rest of the African continent. We salute Kenya. Thanks for watching. Kindly like, subscribe, share, and leave your comments below. Thank you.